Hello team, welcome to another ATP Geopolitics video with myself, Jonathan MS Pearce. This is a US political update, and holy cow, I am going to be pumping out a lot of content today. I hope you're going to stay with me on that journey through the long weeds of US politics and Ukrainian politics and global geopolitics today. It's all happening, but we are going to start not with a debate synopsis. That will follow later. There's a lot to say about that, including how it affects Ukraine and the things that were said or not said about Ukraine with regard to, say, Donald Trump refusing to answer the question on whether he wants Ukraine to win. Again, it's the second time he's done it, that he will not say he wants Ukraine to win. So, in my opinion, that's all you need to know about where Trump stands on Ukraine. That's it. Game over. It's all about Harris in my books. Like, he has no interest in Ukraine prevailing. But we are going to talk first of all today about Taylor Swift. So Taylor Swift has come out with her endorsement, and it happened probably not coincidentally just after the end of the debate. So the debate happened, and I guess she was probably waiting to see how the debate went, saw that actually Kamala Harris spanked Donald Trump into last week, and then thought, right, yeah, I'm cool with this endorsement, as in it works with everything contextually, and here you go. And she released an endorsement of Kamala Harris, and this really matters. Well, first of all, we'll listen to the endorsement, and then I'll tell you why it matters so much.
Governor Walz, I want to ask you about your prep for that debate with J.D. Vance coming up. But while we have been talking, somebody's just handed me something, and I'm going to do sort of a not very TV thing, and I'm going to read it to you in totality. I'm going to read you the whole thing because this was, I don't think you know about this, but this was just posted online by a woman you might have heard of whose name is Taylor Swift. And she has posted this online along with a photo of her cat. And I'm going to read to you what she just posted. Quote, like many of you, I watched the debate tonight. If you haven't already, now is a great time to do your research on the issues at hand and the stances these candidates take on the topics that matter to you the most. As a voter, I make sure to watch and read everything I can about their proposed policies and plans for this country. Recently, I was made aware that AI of me, quote me, falsely endorsing Donald Trump's presidential run was posted to his site. It really conjured up my fears around AI and the dangers of spreading misinformation. It brought me to the conclusion that I need to be very transparent about my actual plans for this election as a voter. The simplest way to combat misinformation is with the truth.
Boom.
And then she says, quote, I will be casting my vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz in the 2024 presidential election. I'm voting for Kamala Harris because she fights for the rights and causes I believe need a warrior to champion them. I think she is a steady-handed, gifted leader, and I believe we can accomplish so much more in this country if we're led by calm and not chaos. I was so heartened and impressed by her selection of running mate Tim Walz, who has been standing up for LGBTQ plus rights, IVF, and a woman's right to her own body for decades. I've done my research, and I've made my choice. Your research is all yours to do, and the choice is yours to make. I also want to say, especially to first-time voters, remember that in order to vote, you have to be registered. I also find it's much easier to vote early. I will link where to register and find early voting dates and info in my story. With love and hope, Taylor Swift, signed Childless Cat Lady. I have to get your response to that, Mr. Governor.
All those things, I am incredibly grateful, first of all, to Taylor Swift. I say that also as a cat owner, a fellow cat owner. Look, Swifties, you heard it. We know that it's there. That was eloquent, and it was clear. And that's the type of courage we need in America to stand up. We've seen it out of those Republicans who were at the DNC. We've seen it out of women who would like to have their own personal lives kept personal, but are forced to go out there because they nearly died because they can't get abortion services in a pregnancy. And now you have somebody like Taylor Swift coming out, making that very clear. This would be the opportunity, Swifties. KamalaHarris.com. Get on over there. Give us a hand. Get things going.
So, a couple of things. First of all, posting that alongside a picture with her holding a cat is a direct barbed attack on JD Vance's Childless cat lady. She's got a very famous boyfriend in an American football player, but she doesn't have any children, and she likes cats, and she's a childless cat lady, and she says it herself. This is an absolute full frontal assault on JD Vance and the Republican Party more broadly, at least in its form with Donald Trump at the top. So this is huge, and it's huge for a number of reasons. A, she's obviously massively popular, and she holds a lot of sway. She is an ultimate influencer. Last election, when she endorsed Joe Biden, it caused a spike in registration, right? And those people who were registering overwhelmingly voted Democrat. And so there is a significant gain here for the Democrats in terms of looking at what happened last time. She has something like 293 million followers on Instagram within just a few minutes, a couple of million likes on that post. Just incredible reach that she has. There's quite a bit of analysis as to, yes, what happened last time with registration, but also a lot of her fans are quite young. She also has a really big following in young white women. And these are, I mean, white people in general, white men particularly, the Democrats want to go after because, as I mentioned last night in one of my videos, there is a divergence between young women and young men, particularly young white women and young white men, in terms of their voting habits and their political outlook. But still, with white women, there is. I think Harris has got that back to -2 with white women, which is way better than what it was. So she has attracted a lot of those white women back, or to the Democrat ticket. And Taylor Swift has a chance of gaining even more for the Democrats here with one of her key demographics. Now, it's also true to say that a lot of her supporters are young. In fact, too young to be able to buy gig tickets and to be able to vote, right? So you're thinking, okay, there's an awful lot of people that this is going to be not so useful to land with. On the contrary, those children have parents who are buying the tickets, who are listening to them, who are going. I have friends, okay, this is in UK, who, like, the mum went to the concert with the young girl, like, and got completely taken into the whole Swift. I say young girl, she was like 16, but my friend's wife went to the concert and has become a complete Swiftie. And so there is this kind of contagion that happens, a positive contagion, I would say. And these children are going to be speaking to their parents and influencing their parents and talking about the issues that Taylor Swift is bringing up there in that post. So actually, there is a really potentially interesting effect that this might have on potential voters, not from the Swifties themselves, but from, you know, their influence on their parents. But this is huge. Like, she is a massive name, and of all the endorsements you can get around the world at the moment, Taylor Swift has to be your number one. She's just done a world record breaking tour around the world. She is, you know, the number one celebrity right now. You know, George Clooney can give whatever endorsement to Kamala Harris you'd like to see, and he might write an op-ed for the New York Times, but that is going to have, well, it had actually quite an important effect on getting Biden to drop out, arguably. But in terms of attracting new voters who weren't going to vote to the Democratic ticket, or people who are going to vote for the Republicans, George Clooney or whoever else you can think of ain't going to cut the mustard compared to Taylor Swift. This is an absolutely huge bit of news. It was long anticipated. It was thought that she was going to do this. And now that she's done that, you can expect to see an uptick in registrations, I'm sure. And that gives a permission structure for people who might have been wavering now who really like Taylor Swift to come over to vote for Kamala Harris. And it might motivate those people, maybe tens of thousands of people, to get out and register and vote early as well. So I think that's pretty interesting. It's worth noting that Elon Musk has reacted to this in the creepiest of ways. Elon Musk says, "Fine, Taylor, you win. I will give you a child and guard your cats with my life." That's weird. yeah, creepiest Twitter post of 2024 award goes to, says Pekka Kallioniemi, Elon Musk there. So, yeah, this is massive news. It will have an effect, and everything, all the ducks are lining up at the moment for Kamala Harris. This debate that just happened, the endorsements, the fundraising that's taking place, including fundraising from the debate last night. It's looking good at the moment for Kamala Harris. If she keeps on going like this, then the signs are good for the Democrats. Anyway, that's enough from me. Let me know what you guys think. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon, quite a lot soon as well.